What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Thursday morning so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm just giving you the recap of yesterday's New York Mets game against the Los Angeles Dodgers, as the New York Mets were able to bounce back from their loss that they had yesterday, their shutout loss, 5-0, where they were able to bounce back today with good production by the bullpen and also great hitting by one of their best hitters on the team yesterday after he went 5 for 5. And the New York Mets ended up winning this game and winning the series against the Los Angeles Dodgers by the final score of 5-3. And the Mets took 2 of 3 yesterday against the Dodgers. But that's not even the real news on what happened yesterday. The real news yesterday that happened was Max Scherzer getting ejected from the game because there was some type of sticky substance on his hands. Like some type of substance that was on his hands. He got in an argument about it with the umpires, and he ended up getting ejected during the 4th inning of the game yesterday because they were checking his hands and they thought there was some type of sticky substance that was placed on Scherzer's hands. And now there's even a potential 10-game suspension that could be on the table for Max Scherzer for getting ejected for the sticky substance on his hands. Scherzer was apparently very frustrated with Phil Cuzzi, who was the umpire of this game yesterday, after they inspected his hands and after a long conversation with crew chief Dan Bellino. This is what Scherzer had to say after he got ejected. "Yes, when you use sweat and rosin, your hand is sticky. I don't get how I get ejected when I'm in front of the MLB officials doing exactly what you want and being deemed my hand is too sticky when I'm using legal substances." And this trouble all started back in the 2nd inning when Cuzzi determined Scherzer's hand was stickier and darker than normal, and Cuzzi ordered Scherzer to wash his hand, which Scherzer said he did with alcohol with a Major League Baseball official watched. After the 3rd inning, Cuzzi then determined that the pocket of Scherzer's glove was sticky, likely with too much rosin, and he ordered Scherzer to change gloves. The umpires then checked the 38-year-old's right hand before the 4th inning, and his hands were even worse than before. As far as the level of stickiness, this was the stickiest that it's been since I've been inspecting hands, which now goes back 3 seasons, Bellino said. Compared to the 1st inning, the level of stickiness, it was so sticky. I'm saying the word sticky a lot. It's a sticky situation, isn't it? Now, when we touched his hand, our fingers were sticky to his hand. And whatever was on the remain of our fingers afterwards for a couple innings, where you could still feel the fingers were sticking together. Scherzer had pitched 3 scoreless innings of 1-hit ball before his early exit, and it was the shortest of his stint of his career since June 11, 2021, where he only pitched 12 innings for Washington before leaving with a groin injury. "I knew I was going to get checked before the 4th, so I'd have to be an absolute idiot to use anything else," Scherzer said, obviously not being happy with what happened. "I literally go out there with sweat and rosin and I get ejected. Every pitch we check was accustomed to what the rosin residue will be on the pitcher's hand." This is what Bellino continues to say. "The fact that this went so much further that was indicative that there was something likely more than just rosin. Something that was so sticky that whatever it was all over his palm and it was just inside of his fingers." Obviously, this is a very sticky situation, to say the least, no pun intended. And that exactly what could be happening with Max Scherzer could be anybody's guess, but it sounds like that Scherzer could be in a lot of trouble after this whole situation is broke. But just to get away from this whole Scherzer thing that happened, the New York Mets ended up getting some very big hits yesterday from their team, and a lot of it had to do with the play of Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo has really started to hit the ball and hit the ball with a lot of efficiency. He went 5 for 5 yesterday against the Los Angeles Dodgers and former New York Mets pitcher Noah Syndergaard. He went 5 for 5 overall, where he hit 5 hits, including a couple of singles and his first home run of the season back in the 5th inning off of Syndergaard. He drove in 2 runs he has now 10 RBIs, and right now he's batting .349 on the season with a .481 on-base percentage and a .476 slugging percentage. Brandon Nimmo right now at the beginning of the season has been every penny well-deserved. The way he's played. 5 for 5, a home run. He's played as well as you would expect Brandon Nimmo to play so far this season. And then you got some other nice hits. Mark Canha came in, and he got a big RBI double Mark Canha got a big RBI double in the 9th inning, bottom of the 9th, which scored Nimmo and Luis Guillorme off the 2nd and 3rd. You also had Tommy Pham getting a sacrifice fly, which scored Lindor all the way back in the 8th inning. I mean, Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor got hits. But it's good to see Canha get a big hit. But Brandon Nimmo was the story of the game offensively. And then you got to look at the bullpen, who only gave up they gave up 3 earned runs after Scherzer was taken out of the game in the 3rd inning. Jacob Yacobonis pitched 2 2/3 innings, where he gave up 2 hits and 1 earned run, but he struck out 1 and walked 1. And then both Jeff Brigham and Drew Smith pitched scoreless innings, 1 1/3 scoreless innings, before David Robertson and Adam Ottavino came into the game. Robertson did give up 2 walks and an earned run and a hit back in the 8th inning, but Adam Ottavino was able to come in the 9th and be able to shut down the door, even after giving up a run in the 9th inning. He was still able to close the door even after the Parada home run to finish off the Dodgers and secure the victory for the New York Mets. It's going to be an interesting situation, though, what might happen with Max Scherzer going forward. But either way, it's definitely something to monitor with the New York Mets going into the rest of the season. And if you might, earn a 10-game suspension from Major League Baseball after this incident happened with Max Scherzer and the fact that he was caught with some sticky substance on his hands. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. Either way, something definitely to monitor as we go forward. But I just want to let you guys know about the New York Mets are now 12-7 on the season. They win this series against the Los Angeles Dodgers by winning yesterday 5-3. The bullpen and Brandon Nimmo were the heroes of the game, including Mark Canha as well, who had also a big 2-run double. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and give a sub to NYGJeffyT85. More news, updates, chatter around the New York Mets. Turn on the bell for notifications. The next video is short, dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Mets. And you guys let me know in the comment section about the Max Scherzer situation, if he might get suspended, about the New York Mets victory, and what could be next for the New York Mets as they're going to be getting ready for a 4-game series against the San Francisco Giants. And Kodai Senga will be on the mound for the team today, as well as your state of the New York Mets heading into this 4-game series with the San Francisco Giants before we return back home. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Take it easy, and let's go New York Mets. As always, all you got to do is you got to believe in those boys from Queens.